Okay, for question 3, they give you the f prime x graph. Okay, this is y equal to f prime x. Okay, there are two stationary points, one at A. Stationary point for f prime x. Oh, sorry. A point C, then there's a point 2. There's point B here. Okay. So now I just want to, okay, point A and B are the only turning point, and C is a non-horizontal point of inflection. Okay, draw the sine diagram of y equal to f prime x and y equal to f double prime. Okay. So, what is a part A? Oh, I also label wrongly. Okay, point A and B. Okay, so part, I want to draw the sine diagram of f prime x. This is a f prime x graph. Be careful. Okay, so when I want to draw the sine diagram of f prime x, because there are two arrows here, that means I will do like that. Okay, Avika, what number must I put on this sine diagram? Johan?
0 and 2.
Okay, why you say 0 and 2?
There's the, oh no, just 2.
Okay, Avika, be very careful. This is the f prime x graph. So if this is the f prime x graph, how do I read point B? That means this is your x. This is the value of your f prime x. That means this point is telling you that f prime 2 equal to 0. So what number should I put?
-1 and 2.
Yes, -1 and 2. So you have to be very careful. Understand? Look at what graph is given to you. So -1. So this point is read as -1, 0. So that means this is x equal to -1, f prime -1 equal to 0. So that is how you read. So depend on the graph given. Everyone in the class, are you okay? So I will mark down -1 and 2. Okay, then Avika, may I know for x less than -1, what is the sign for f prime x?
Negative.
Try.
Miss, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Negative.
Negative. What is the reason?
Because the graph is below the x-axis, it's less than 0.
Yes, you are right. So you see, okay, then positive, then negative. So the sine diagram of f prime x is done. Okay, so now I want to draw the sine diagram of f double prime x.
Miss, isn't it supposed to be after 2 also positive?
Oh, yes, you are right. Because it's above the x-axis, correct? Okay, good. Okay, for f double prime x, okay, Siti. Andy Siti Haja, okay, may I know What is the value of x that will make f double prime x equal to 0?
A and B.
Okay, what is the coordinate x for point A?
0.
So I have to mark here 0. So this means f double prime 0 is equal to 0, correct? Why you say f double prime 0 equal to 0, Siti?
Because the rate of change of f prime x at the time is 0.
Yes, because, so the reason, so you see, you have to know the reason because f double prime x is the rate of change of f prime x. Okay. So the reason is A is the local maximum of y equal to f prime x. So therefore, f double prime 0 equal to 0. So that is how we analyze. Okay, what is another one, Siti?
X equals to 2.
Yes, x equal to 2. So look, Dana, so what is the sign for x less than 0? Okay, go, faster, come back. Okay, x equal to 0, less than 0, f double prime x is positive, correct, Siti?
Yes, miss.
Because f double prime x, f prime x graph is going up, then go down, then go up. Okay, look, yesterday, so I'm done with the first part B, so you got 2 marks. Okay, so now I want to sketch the graph of y equal to fx. Okay, so based on the f prime x graph and f double prime x sign diagram, I can make a conclusion about here. So what can you conclude about point B? B is the, okay, can someone conclude? Glady, can you conclude? About, I want to talk about fx. B is the, Glady, can you talk?
Stationary point of inflection.
Okay, is the stationary point of inflection. Okay, of this, okay, done. So now we can base on these two. Then we can start to sketch the graph of f prime x. Go down, this is called go down. Concave, up. So go down, concave up until x equal to -1. All right. Then go up, concave up until x equal to 0. Okay, you get me? From here. So after that, continue to go up, but it's negative here. That means concave down until 2. Then continue to go up and concave up. So that is how you go. You get me? So usually I will not sketch the graph on the graph. I will sketch it separately, then only I transfer. Are you okay? So I know that. So up to you how you want to draw. The position is not important. The position you can do whatever is it. I can do like that. Okay, turn here. Go up. Okay. At 0, then in horizontal inflection at 2. Then go up. Okay. If your graph is here, this is y equal to fx. If your graph is this way, I still will give you full mark. You understand? This is okay also. The position of the graph is not important because I don't know what is the function. Is that okay with this question? So very important, the sign diagram. Try not to sketch the graph on the graph. That will confuse you. You try to sketch the shape first, then only based on the sign diagram of f prime x and f double prime x. So you have the idea of the shape, then only you transfer. Is that okay? So sign diagram is very important. Okay, good. So there is another question in the, okay. So there's another question, practice 6. That means it's practice 4, question 2b. Practice 6 or practice 4, question 2b. Okay. Question 2. Okay. Using calculator, show that the number of x is the greatest. Okay. Okay, if you have a look at practice 6, question 3. Okay, there are two functions. One is the fx equal to 5 e to the power of negative 0.5 open bracket x minus 3 squared. Okay, this is number of x. Okay, this is the number of x. So now, when you have this statement, part B, using calculus. The moment you have this word using calculus, then you have to do it manually. Show that the number of x is the greatest after 3 weeks. Okay, when you have this word, the greatest, that means we say maximum. Global maximum. Okay, global maximum. So that means you are talking about f prime x equal to 0. I give the wrong answer, is it? Let me check. Question 3. Am I at the right question? Oh, this is question 2. Okay, sorry, this is question 2. Okay, never mind. So question 2, so never mind. So you draw the graph, you know how to differentiate this? Never mind, since we are discussed, let me call someone. Do you know how to differentiate this? Cindy, do you know how to differentiate this? Cindy, may I know? Cindy, is it okay for you to talk? Since we are talking this question 2, I look at the wrong question, okay? All lady must retire already. Oh, I'm supposed to go to question 3, okay? Cindy, do you know how to differentiate this? Zafan? Zafan, do you know how to
Yes.
differentiate this?
I'll try this.
You cannot say you
So-
must try. You have to. Okay, so tell me.
So -1/2. Sorry. Miss, can I bring the bracket x minus 3 in front of the exponential?
Are you sure?
Uh,
Zafan, when
yes.
you have the exponential, class, when you have the exponential, when you differentiate, you see, you fail to do your test is because exponential, you have to copy down the whole thing, correct? That is how I memorize. Then can I stop there? Cannot. I have to multiply by the differentiation of the power. You see? So every time when you say you are not good in maths, maths is very difficult. The reason is not maths is very difficult. Is where is your focus? Your focus very important. Copy down the whole thing. Times by the derivative of the power. The power here is this form. So I must use chain rule. Knowing the rule not important. How to use the rule that is more important. So I multiply by the power. Copy down the whole thing. Power take away 1. Time by the derivative of whatever in the bracket. Then take out your calculator and multiply all this. I take in green. So you get negative 2.5, no, negative 5, then x minus 3, then e to the power of negative 0.5, x minus 3 squared. Is that fun?
Yes, miss.
Any more question? Okay, your ST is 8 plus 5 t minus 3 e to the power negative 2t. Okay, your t is between 0 and 10. So, Kevin, please key into your calculator y1. As this. Okay, then your y2, you are supposed to have this. Okay, so everyone got that? Even you have done it before, just try. How Xuan, do you get that? Okay, I will do also. I told you already, your y2 and y3, try not to change it. You only delete your y1. Then add in the new function. Okay, done? X, this is X. Okay, now, Kevin, do you realize that your y1 and y2 both are highlighted?
Yeah.
Go to your y1. So now
didn't
both are
highlight it.
highlighted, Okay.
Unhighlighted.
So
Oh.
make sure your y1 don't want to highlight. You know how to unhighlight? Bring
Yeah.
your cursor to here. Press enter. Okay. So your y1 equation should be unhighlighted and only your y2 is highlighted. Okay. So go to your y1 and highlight it because now you want your y2 graph. Correct? Because it says sketch the graph of VT. You want your y2 graph. Okay, now go to window. Okay, I'm doing it also. Go to window, set your domain as what is given in the question. 10. Okay, set. How Xuan, are you set? Okay, Brandon?
The domain only set for X, right?
Yeah, only sets for X. Then
Okay.
after this, the next step will go to zoom. Select zoom fit. That is 0. Okay, so you see your calculator come up with the thing some sort like this. Mine is in red. Like that. Correct? This is from GC. So you can't get what I get, am I right? So what you need to do is, if you see things like that, you should go to window. Again, press the button window. Okay, then if you press the button window, you see your Y minimum is negative 0.00167, which is very small. Very small. And your Y maximum is 35. So that's why you can't see a turning point here. Here. So what you need to do is change this to maybe only 0.0, try to be 0.1. Try, see how it works. Then straight away go to graph. Then after this, go to graph. Press the button graph. Then you see how it come out. So if you see some funny graph, what you need to do is you have to go back to the window and do some changes. Now you can see. Can you see the graph now?
Yeah.
Go in this way. So now you understand what I mean? So it's very, very important. Until 10, so you know there are a few. So for this case, the 0 is not. So I can't put the 0. So depend on the situation. So I will mark down these two important points, the 10 and the turning point here. Are you okay, class? Azif? Azif, is it okay? Next time if you see a graph like that, very funny, correct? You want to get the detail. You want to get the detail of this part. Of this part, correct? You do this. Hello? Azif, are you in the class?
Okay, Miss.
Okay,
Okay.
So, don't trust your calculator fully. You want to know the detail of a certain portion of the graph, go to window, reset. Then don't do zoom. Straight away go to graph. Then they will show it to you. Is that okay? Because in the exam, you don't know what type of graph I'm going to give you. Okay, I also cannot tell you. So you must have this skill. Okay?
Do I have to label the starting point and end point
No
as
need,
well?
no need, because this one, the starting point. So depend on the situation sometimes, but you have to tell me the ending point here and here. So the starting point is very far away. So sometimes we can exaggerate the graph a little bit. Sometimes we can exaggerate a little bit, not to scale. Then you can label what is this and what is this and what is this. Are you clear? This is called I exaggerate. Actually, if you want to draw to scale, that's why when we ask you to sketch, correct? We are not go by scale, but at least you must tell me this point so that I know how big is it. I'm not draw, I say sketch.
Miss,
Yes?
so every time we need to plot the endpoint also, the coordinate.
Yeah. You have to
Okay.
give me the coordinate of the endpoint and the turning point. That is what you are supposed to do for any graph that I ask you to sketch.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay. So, are you okay? Okay, hold on. Huh? How come your endpoint is negative? You mean the 10 there, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If the 10 there, okay, hold on, I check okay, so it's almost zero, but in this case it is not zero. So I will still write down negative 1.34 times 10 to the power negative 7. Just write down like that. Actually, it is approaching zero, but it's not zero. Is that okay? So in this case, you just label like that. Not to label zero. But if you talk about calculation, correct? I can say V10 is approximately equal to zero. That means almost come to a stop. Is that okay?
Can.
Okay, anything else? Yeah. I just remind you again, everyone, you must know how to differentiate things like that. Okay, you must know how to differentiate things like that. And you must know how to differentiate things like that. Okay, can you please try some time to give me the dy dx of these two? Because this is a number. So I bring up. But if not, try not to use product rule. Try not to bring up. Because you'll find difficulty in simplification. So that is a very bad habit. Your high school teacher didn't realize that. You think why people want to create another formula? Why people want to create a quotient rule? The reason is because that will ease your simplification. So every formula given to you, there is a purpose. Don't take it as a burden. Take it as something that will help you. I will not come up with something that will burden you. Are you clear? Okay, so please, dy dx for this. I told you already how you memorize. Copy the bottom times by the derivative of the top. Take away. Copy the top times by the derivative of the bottom. The whole thing divided by bottom square. You see, I can go very slow. So I simplify. So I get the answer. 1 take away ln 2 plus x, the whole thing divided by 2 plus x squared. For this one, I use the chain rule. Multiply by the power, copy down the whole thing, power take away 1. Then multiply by the derivative of whatever in the bracket. That is exponential, so 8.3, copy down the whole thing. Then time by negative 0.3. Then take up your calculator and start to do it. Are you okay, class? So take out your calculator and multiply all these numbers. So take out your calculator, multiply 1800 times negative 1 times 8.3 times negative 0.3. So you got 4482. So you see, you can do math in a very relaxing way if you talk to yourself while you are doing your maths. So that's why people say maths people are crazy, but I tell you, maths people are clever because they know how to talk to themselves. Okay? Please. Are you okay? So I told you already,